When I left home, people laughed. They said I was making the biggest mistake of my life. I didn't have much money, no big plan, just a dream that I couldn't ignore. Everyone around me thought I was being foolish. They said I'd come crawling back, that I'd fail within months. But I knew that if I didn't take that risk, I'd regret it forever. Sometimes the hardest part of chasing your dreams isn't the journey itself. It is walking away from people who don't believe in you. In the beginning, things were rough. I was young, scared, and alone in a new city. I worked odd jobs, slept little, and sometimes skipped meals just to pay rent. Every call from home came with the same tone: disappointment. They didn't understand what I was trying to do. To them, a safe job, even if it meant being miserable, was better than uncertainty. But I couldn't go back. I couldn't let the laughter and the doubts define me. The world outside wasn't easy either. The job market was changing fast. Automation and AI were replacing traditional roles. Studies showed that by 2025, nearly 30% of routine jobs would be automated. The industries my family considered stable, banking, retail, and administration, were shrinking. But new opportunities were rising in digital media, freelancing, and remote business. I saw the shift happening. I knew if I learned fast and adapted, I could build something real. So I started small. I worked freelance projects online, writing, digital marketing, and small design tasks. The pay was low, but every project taught me something new. Within a year, I had built a portfolio. Within 2, I had regular clients. And by the 3rd year, I had launched my own small digital service business. It wasn't easy, but it was mine. I was building something from zero without anyone's approval, and that felt powerful. Back home, though, people still didn't get it. Every family gathering was the same: whispers, jokes, and judgment. My relatives would say, "He left home to play on the internet." They laughed when I didn't visit often, saying I was too busy with my fake business. I heard it all, but I didn't argue. I knew one day I'd have results that spoke louder than their words. By my 5th year, things began to change. My company started getting international clients. I built a small team of remote workers, designers, marketers, editors from different countries. We collaborated online and handled projects for startups across the world. That year, my company crossed 6 figures in annual revenue. I remember looking at my first tax statement and thinking, this was the same dream everyone said would fail. Statistically, what I achieved wasn't random. Reports show that freelancers and remote entrepreneurs make up nearly 45% of the global workforce in 2025. More than 70% of these professionals started with no support and learned their skills online. The modern economy doesn't reward degrees. It rewards adaptability. The faster you learn, the more valuable you become. That's what I lived through. Then one day, something happened that made everything come full circle. My family faced financial trouble. My father's business was struggling, and they needed help with digital marketing. None of them knew how to promote online, manage social media, or attract clients. So they called me, the same person they laughed at when I left. I didn't respond with arrogance or anger. I simply said, "I'll help." That week, I visited home for the first time in years. When I entered, everything felt different. The same people who mocked me now looked at me with respect. My parents hugged me, proud but quiet. My relatives asked for advice about online income, content creation, and marketing. For the first time, they wanted to learn from me. That moment didn't feel like revenge. It felt like peace. I sat with my father and went through his business model. I showed him how online ads work, how to reach clients beyond our city, and how to grow digitally. Within a few months, his sales began to rise again. My knowledge, the very thing they once dismissed, became their lifeline. It wasn't about money anymore. It was about realization. Realizing that the world had changed, and that leaving home was never about running away. It was about preparing for the future. This story reflects a larger truth. Millions of people today leave their hometowns to chase dreams. Some leave because of ambition, others because of necessity, but almost all face resistance. Data shows that 60% of young people who take unconventional career paths experience family conflict in the beginning. Yet, these same individuals are 40% more likely to achieve long-term career satisfaction and financial independence. Why? Because growth begins when comfort ends. The first few years are always lonely. You question yourself daily, you miss home, the people, the memories, but the moment you start building something real, the loneliness turns into focus. You realize that independence isn't just about earning money, it is about becoming mentally strong. It's about building confidence that no one can take from you. Over time, success changes everything. When your results start showing, people who once doubted you start asking how you did it. Your silence becomes your power. You don't need to explain or prove anything. Your journey speaks for itself. Those who laughed now want to learn. Those who ignored you now seek your attention. That's how growth works. Slowly, silently, and suddenly. One day, I was sitting in my new office, glass windows, my own team, my own brand, when I got a call from an old neighbor. They said, "Everyone here talks about how far you've come." I smiled, not out of pride, but gratitude. Because the laughter that once hurt me had fueled my determination. Without their doubt, I might never have pushed so hard. When I went home again, it was different. People didn't see me as the foolish dreamer anymore. They saw someone who had proven that success doesn't depend on approval. My parents told me they were proud, and for the first time, I felt they truly meant it. The same home that once felt like a cage now felt like a place of peace. Stories like mine are happening everywhere. Young people are redefining what success looks like. You don't need to follow the traditional path to be successful anymore. The internet has opened doors to millions of possibilities: e-commerce, content creation, AI tools, remote freelancing, and online education. The global digital economy is expected to reach over 20 trillion by 2030, and those who take risks early are the ones shaping it. Leaving home taught me more than any job ever could. It taught me discipline, emotional strength, and the value of patience. It taught me that people's opinions change when your results change. It showed me that dreams done come true because you were lucky. They come true because you refuse to quit when everyone tells you to. When I think back to the moment I left, I realize that every step of that journey mattered. The failures, the doubt, the loneliness. Without them, I wouldn't have become the person I am today. The same people who once said, "You will never make it," now introduce me as our successful one. Life really has a way of turning full circle. They laughed when I left home, but years later, they were the ones who asked me to come back. Not because I owed them anything, but because success changes perception. When you follow your dream with faith and persistence, the world eventually stops laughing and starts listening. What they once called foolishness becomes your strength. What they once mocked becomes your legacy.